Hello world, Brian here from Noggy.org. I am continuing my series telling you about myself as much as I find it painful. I feel like I gotta push through. Gotta push through and get to the end of this. So anyway, let's get to know each other a little bit better. The last time I talked to you, I was telling you about the first time I'd went in for a medical detox at Thomas Hospital and that I'd got out and I was ready to make sure that never happened again. It was very let's say I think trauma gets thrown or traumatic gets thrown around a lot, but for me it was kind of traumatic. It was the first time I had been hospitalized, and it was immediately like a trip to the ICU for 2 weeks, and it was in the height of COVID, so none of it was fun. But when I got out, and I was determined this was not going to happen again, a couple of good friends from previous season of my life had come down to stay with me and make sure I got home, and like we had a good day, kind of getting acclimated with society again. And we went. I remember we got stuff to make mocktails, and we had a good time. And I saw them, and then they went back home, and then I was left to go on with my life, I guess. And I was full of piss and vinegar, so I made it a good 30 days. And then I started having the thought that almost everybody has, and I was like, well, I got over the withdrawal, and we've gone now. I bet I could drink normally now. Like, I don't have to physically drink. And immediately I didn't even take a break because I started right where I left off. I started right back on a pint of vodka, chugging it to the face, drinking a little bit of water, and then getting ready to get into the other 3 or 4 pints of vodka that I had. And that was at this time when I was kind of manageable, because eventually I just said F that, and I just started buying handles. I'd go through one every day. Every day I'd go through a handle of vodka. And if I could afford it, I'd get the blue label because it would get me there a little bit quicker. And that I could make last for a little bit more than a day. But I was really feeling it on those. So, anyway, this life continued for a while. And I would get to where I'd start feeling really sick again, or I'd get pancreatitis. Eventually, I became diabetic. And I would go back to the hospital. I'd spend a week in, and they'd send me home, and I'd make it 30 days, 60 days. One time I made it 90 days, and things were not going well. And my alcoholism continued, obviously unabated. I was put on a liver transplant consultation where I had to go to the University of Kentucky. And at the time I was sober. For the first consultation, I went in, they gave me hepatitis vaccines and all of that because, at risk with all my liver damage. And kidneys at this point were in stage 3 failure, so I wasn't quite getting ready to be put on dialysis yet, but they were concerned about that. And I was told there is no wait list that you're going to be put on until you're sober for 6 months. So I did the consultation, and they said, actually, your liver's looking pretty good. So I took that as a good sign, and unfortunately, I took it as too good of a sign and started drinking again. By the time I went back for my follow up, I was a mess. I just was just nonstop all day. Just as soon as I was conscious, I would drink until I was unconscious, and then I'd wake up, I'd start drinking, and then I'd pass out. And I had a job at the time, but obviously I was not showing up. I'd taken about a week off at this point. And on this particular day, Chas and I were together, and she'd gone to work, and I told her, I said, I'm going to wait here for you at home. I'm taking today off. I don't feel good. And I proceeded to start drinking. And at some point, she decided she wanted to call and see if I was okay, and I wasn't answering the phone. I don't know why. Uh, I kind of attribute it to God myself, but it could be any kind of miracle you think of. But she decided she wanted to come home and check on me, and this is where I'm going to leave us today. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to do the Ryan Seacrest American Idol thing, but I'm trying to keep these 5 minute segments, and I was hoping to get all the way to this last time, but I think this is a good stopping point. So I'll catch up with you tomorrow, and we'll get through my 2 weeks at CAMC where I kept ripping my IVs out, and then my reluctant trip to a treatment facility afterwards. Anyway, if you like this, please like and subscribe. I know you'd like this, but if it's helpful to you, and if you need to hear this today, I love you.